and other institutions like that.
Well, thank you so much for joining, and thank you, of course, to you and the organization for everything you do. Cheryl, what's from your vantage point, what's the situation like today, and is there any developments or any news that you want to share?
I think it's still difficult to get to uh, different refugees because they are under the surveillance of the state. So it isn't so easy to to trace all the help if they are getting the supplies and all those stuff. So that needs to be strengthened in some way. Um, it is also the new year, scholar year is about to start, and we don't know how these student survivals are going to reconnect with their studies. So I think that's another new point we have to take to account.
Okay. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you to Mopar. I think Mopar is the one that introduced you to us and to the group. And of course, you're now part of the WhatsApp group as well. So thank you. And we'll talk a little bit more about what you just said in a second. Um, Guyana, you go ahead.
Hi, good to be here. Thank you again for hosting this call. Guayana Paez Acosta, joining from Miami. Um, I am the founder of Athena Lab for Social Change, an organization that supports leaders, change agents, and general companies too. I promoted the B Corp movement in Venezuela, and I work with nonprofits in Venezuela for a long time, and also supporting them from here. In the one of the very few calls after the earthquakes, I invited a group of organizations. Aprendo y Emprendo and Mauricio were part of that group. Ashoka, Trabajo y Persona, and other organizations. I think there's value in having
Right.
them join these calls. And my goal here is really to identify opportunities so that we can continue spreading what this group is trying to promote and also getting others to participate. I'm currently supporting some of the nonprofits in Venezuela, and also we do have a very active B Corp movement chat. So if there are messages or invitations that you guys would like to extend to the B Corp community in Venezuela, that's also open, and I'll be very happy to give voice to that. I have invited them, to be honest, most of them are on the ground.
Right.
Proyecto MAF, they do have an office in La Guaira, and they were really actively working, right after the earthquake hit. So it's been hard for them to join. Also, we have Impact Hub and other companies that work on water and sanitation. So that's and I'll be happy to provide also like a summary of this organization, of these companies in Venezuela.
That would be really, really good. We actually have like a section in the Google Sheet that we're all sharing where we list all these organizations that could be interesting and helpful. I don't know if Goste or Luisa, if you guys can put that again in the chat so the Guayana can add those organizations to the list. I think we have a very good mix of companies already, but it sounds like being part of the B Corp ourselves and the B movement, I think that would be a fantastic idea. So thank you so much, Wayana. And yeah, if you don't mind putting the contact information there and then inviting them, we'll add them to these calls, and I will ask them to join the WhatsApp group as well, if it's relevant to them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. Peter, how are you doing? Peter's also in Miami, Guyana. I don't know if you guys know each other, but now you do.
How you guys doing? How you doing? Basically in Miami. Guayana, love your name.
Yep. Yep.
And we are basically working together with Jam as well. We just got great news this week. The airport of Maiquetía will be opening on August the 15th. Now it's going to be fully operated for passengers. That's what they've been saying, so probably we're gonna notice a change. We're just moving forward, on these things that happen in our country. Just putting together everybody and try to move forward, and help them over there. That's what we're doing. We're getting a lot of donations. We got last week around 15 trucks through GEM that we just moving from the GEM warehouse to the carriers, and carriers are being a little bit tough now, but everything is moving forward, and we're doing a great job here in Miami as well.
Peter has a consolidation warehouse as well. He offered it last week when he joined, and he has also freight forwarding expertise. They're a great company. And so, Guayana, if you or any of the organizations need some help coordinating shipments, Peter has an amazing team, and he has, of course, very graciously
Thank
offered.
you, Enrique.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Oh,
of course, and everybody and whoever is coming over to Miami, please let me know. I'm here. Anything you guys need.
and Peter, you're also on the WhatsApp group, right? So they can.
No, actually, I'm going through the email. I'm gonna try to see if I can join from that email. It says you got a link that says join the
Well,
WhatsApp.
here we'll send it. We'll send it here to the Luisa. Can you include Peter and Guayana? I think Guayana's already. You're already on the WhatsApp. Yeah. No,
I'm
but
in the chat, yeah.
yeah, you are there. But Peter, if you can add your contact there, I think you'll be very helpful in the conversation. I'll show some of the latest. I guess text the WhatsApp so we can catch up with that and
Yeah,
put that through.
definitely. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look forward to getting to the group as well. Thank you, though. Thank you.
No, thank you for everything you do. James, good morning and happy Wednesday. How are things going on your end? Oh, there you are.
Good morning. Doing well, thank you. It's a privilege to be here, and I guess we're involved in a few different ways. Started the food cart, and then I've started a trauma counseling in Caracas with the local church hosting. I was just talking with them a little bit ago, and we're paying counselors in Mexico because we found that those can be the most cost effective in speaking Spanish, and so we're paying counselors in Mexico to be able to WhatsApp in, and then and the church has been able to kind of create a safe space for kids and for adults to be able to come in, and then looking at and a few other things. I guess the thing that you mentioned at the beginning, which is what's something that you're looking for or needing, and we have been trying to figure out shipping by sea, um, and someone that's been doing it and doing it consistently, or that has those right contacts, because we've reached out to get quotes from a few different organizations, and we've had some people that have shipped stuff in, um, but it just seems like everything's pretty hazy, which I totally understand in this environment, and so that's not surprising. Um, I've just kind of been surprised to not have anyone say, "Hey, this is the route that we're taking, and it's been working well for
Well,
multiple
the
shipments."
ocean shipping lanes, and I'll let Peter answer as well, are already open. And so you can actually start shipping. It's hazy and it was, but now it's open and it's actually starting to declog a little bit. Are you looking to ship from the US or from Mexico, James?
I'm sorry, from the U.S. And I guess the shipping side has been easy. It's more of the clearance and customs that we haven't gotten an answer
Right.
from.
Right.
And so yeah, I apologize. Shipping has been great.
Yeah.
All of that has been fantastic. It's more of whenever it actually hits the port, and then what are these rates? What are the taxation rates? And how likely is it for stuff to be confiscated or used? And so right now we're partnering with an organization, and they just decided, hey, we're going to ship down to Colombia, and then from Colombia they're going to get on trucks, I think, to go across, and nothing needs to get inventoried, which raises some flags. But I also understand, hey, if that's the way that's working, then that's how it's working. So that I guess that is really what I'm wanting answers on. And I'm not expecting answers. I would just like answers of what is customs clearance, what is taxes. Um, and I get it that the answers may never actually come, or it's going to be who you know, which port at what time too. But yeah.
Peter, go ahead if you can share yours.
James, that's a great point, and there's some carriers that they're like jumping the port. They're not going to Venezuela because of the whole situation. From Miami, what we're doing is we're using the local carriers, or Ocean, Seaboard Marine, that we're also using Maersk. But now, because of the situation in the country, Maersk is sold out until September. We go into Maersk website to try to get some rates, and we call their representatives, and they have no space to Venezuela until September the 25th, something like that. So it's 2 months in advance where they like booking and getting the space for people. What I recommend you to do is just try to move that cargo into Miami. Because what you're doing to move the cargo from the United States to Colombia and then to Cartagena, that's what they're doing because it's really close to Venezuela. They move it to Cartagena, then they put it in a truck and they move it in a big truck from Cartagena to Colombia. That's going to be a mess when you do the cross from Colombia to Venezuela, especially with the military on the border of the country. So that could be into that you can get into a really bad mess with this situation. So what I recommend you is instead getting that spend because you need to spend money from Colombia to Venezuela, you should spend it in the United States, USA to Miami, and then we just put it into a vessel to La Guaira or Puerto Cabello. That's my recommendation. Try to do it via Miami. We talked about this last call. Miami has a bunch of carriers that they go on a weekly basis to Venezuela. Every Friday we have one carrier. Every Tuesday we have another one. So we can, consolidate the cargo in my warehouse or any warehouse you have, and then we obtain the booking. But if you try to do it the way you're doing it, man, this is gonna turn into a mess for you, and it's another headache. You know what I'm saying? So that's my recommendation. Bring it over to Miami, and then from here, you can try to get a booking with one of those carriers that go every week to Venezuela.
Two things, I guess, James, and thanks for sharing the concern and the question. I mean, the first one, of course, is always getting to know where the cargo is coming from. And then the second one, if I heard you correctly, it's once it gets to Venezuela, the customs brokerage and taxing and government situation in Venezuela, which is tricky and it will continue to be tricky for a while. But my suggestion, and I'll ask Gosde to send you an email copying Juan. There's a couple of logistic companies in Venezuela. They didn't join this call, but Juan is one person that I personally know. He's a good friend. I've known him for many years, and they have a customs brokerage department in Venezuela. So I would reach out to him, give him a little more specifications as of where the cargo is coming from and what kind of products you're trying to import, what the values and all that good stuff, and just listen to his advice. I mean, he joined 2 weeks ago or 3, and his advice went from just wait, don't ship yet, to now we can start shipping certain products that actually are very clear for the Venezuelan government, and they don't have any issues, and you don't have to know like a friend of a friend or pay something under the water. So I would just try to reach out to him. Again, 2 things. Luisa, just on the chat, if you guys go to the chat, she is sharing the document that we were talking about before with Guayana. So that's the document that you guys can use to add more organizations, Guayana. And that's the same one, James, where you would find Juan's information. But I'll ask Gosde to send you a separate email, copying me and Christy, so we can help you with that, James. That should be a question that's fairly straightforward and something we can definitely give you an answer to. So Gosde, if you don't mind sending emails to James. James, if you don't mind sharing your email here on the chat, we'll send you a couple introductions to some of our agents and partners and friends in Venezuela for customs clearance and local delivery guidance. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. And if it would be helpful, I can give a quick overview of coordination for anyone who wasn't able to join last week's call. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing, so one's a document, so please go ahead, click on that link for the document. And the other, Peter, you mentioned the WhatsApp, right? And it's also on the chat.
Mhm.
Click there, get the WhatsApp. Again,
Thank you.
have to participate in the general, I guess, communication, but you will have all the contacts there for you, James, and for all the questions. So please go ahead and do that. Maria Teresa, you just joined, I believe. And I guess while Maria Teresa joins us, if she wants to say something, I'll share a little bit of soon as required. Okay, I don't know. Let me see here. Let me share this with the group. This is our WhatsApp page for Venezuela. Cheryl was at it, and we're all super happy about that. But then from Edu that didn't join today, right? They go every Friday to La Guaira, Nahuaita mainly, right? And they request small camps used to live. So main things they're requesting to us is warm food, canned food, juices, children toys, medicines, among other things. So we have the phone number of affected those in the areas. We collect what they need on Monday, work with different associations to collect. So Edu, again, is a really good contact. Gosde, if you help me here, kind of in parallel, if you can send something to this group, sharing Edu's contact information. He goes there every Friday. So James, he could also be another person that you want to reach out to. Jonathan also joined recently.
We had added Jonathan, and that's who one of our main partners is, and that's actually the ones that were officially it's actually his supplies that we've been holding and that are sitting down through Colombia, which is how I guess they had sent something down to Miami, 2 containers through a co-op, and I think it ended up going through Colombia and have cleared through. And so that's kind of the route that's there. But yeah, Jonathan is based
good to hear that.
And Jonathan's based in Nashville, but has a few teams that are on the ground, and he is Venezuelan.
I mean, that James, that transaction you were mentioning from Colombia to Venezuela, don't get me wrong, everybody's doing it because of the rate. You know, if don't, you know, if a container from Miami to Venezuela is like $4,000 or $5,000, and then if you go Miami to Cartagena, it's like $2,800. So everybody's like trying to like balance the spend, you know, like. But sometimes I've seen it that it gets to a heartache, like a really bad headache. So I don't want to be giving you bad news, but I'm just giving you my opinion based on my experience, you know.
No, and I totally get it. And this is a case. It's actually Jonathan's boxes, and so we were looking at different rates, and so ultimately that was his decision to be able to go through. And because they had 2 previous containers be shipped through that organization, they said, hey, well, the rate's good, and the other ones have come through, but which is not my preference. But it's been interesting because I've reached out to a few different shipping companies or a few different logistics companies, and I haven't been able to get any set answers on supplies going in through customs. And they're all wanting to know exactly what it is. And right now, I don't actually have the container built because I don't want to send this and have it sitting someplace waiting. Because we're not that large of an organization to be able to handle that for an unknown, as well as if it then gets confiscated or if it's sitting there way past a due date, then we're kind of on the line for it.
No, it makes perfect sense. Ghost is going to send those emails introducing you to local people that have customs brokerage businesses in Venezuela so they can give us even more information. Both options, right? I mean, as long as they can cross the border efficiently, if it's via Colombia or directly, I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end, as long as the goods get to the right people on time. So thanks, James. And Guayana, I don't know if you're familiar with this organization, but the heaven.org, but that could be something that you might want to check out as well. Of course, James knows them, as he was just saying, and Jonathan's been really, really good to this group. So maybe.
Okay, good. I did share the information with some organizations that are working in Moron. So hoping that they also can, connect and join forces.
Perfect. Because that's kind of like the main thing about this group, right? Just making all these connections and strengthening the community. So Edu shared some pictures and some heartbreaking videos of the earthquake and the aftermath and things like that. And so they're all here for you guys to see. And of course, this is the same information that he was sharing before. So Peter, I see you there. Welcome to the group. Great addition, of course. And let's keep the communication and dialogue open. Maria Teresa,
Thank you.
I don't know if you wanted to say something. Maybe you're muted and you cannot speak right now, but if you do, feel free to do so. Okay, if not, then we'll move on to the last part of the call, which is any call of action. If you guys need anything in particular. And yes, Maria Teresa cannot talk right now, but it's fine. Thank you for joining us. We understand, so don't worry about it. You have participated before, and we're here for you if you need anything. So again, I strongly recommend that you open that Google Doc. It has all the information that you might need. We're compiling a list of things that are needed for the different regions in Venezuela. We just read that toys for children are important, and that's actually a new item to the list, but it makes sense right now that life is trying to get back to somewhat of normalcy. The kids need to be entertained and distracted and have something to be happy about. So toys make sense, and a bunch of other products are going to start to make more sense as we continue to work together on this. Cheryl, I don't know if you wanted to any parting words, any call of action to anyone, any requests like the one that James already made.
For now, no. I'm just a bit worried about how we are going to moving on. Okay, so we understand the priorities right now, hygiene, health, and things like that. But eventually, we'll need to move on, and that's where my worries are there.
No,
Especially because the ground zero zone is getting all the help, the possible help. But in my case, I'm from Margarita, Margarita Island, right?
yeah.
And in Margarita is already getting people, survivors, and those people are practically alone. So this is going to happen not only on Margarita, it's going to happen to the whole country, right? They are moving to or located to other spaces, and they will need help too.
Absolutely. We actually know one more person from Margarita Island. Margarita is her name. And so I think bringing them into this community might help. They might not feel as alone. And I hear you, right? As this continues and how you move on, like the support will have to shift from one place to another. And of course, it will take a long, long time to really fix things or start making things better. But we're here for those people. If they have more specific requests in Margarita Island, just try to send a quick WhatsApp to the group. Maybe someone knows someone that can actually be helpful. And that's kind of the power of building these communities, right? I mean, there's no one single answer. There's a lot of people with goodwill and good opinions, like Peter, right? No one knows exactly everything or how to do things. We're all going through disasters. It's just one of those things that you just don't know. You just have to bring smart people together and then just work as a team to accomplish things. So, but thank you for your comments, and you're right. So if you know of anyone from Margarita Island that want to join for the next call, just let us know, and then maybe they can also tell us a bit more about what they need right now, and maybe we can find someone.
Okay, we as an organization, we have an office there too, so we can organize something.
Perfect. And so if you go to the document, if you can maybe add it as well, like, hey, Margarita Island needs this, and then just list the products that they might need, or the services or potential contacts of people that they might need. Then next time when we talk, we can actually come with some more actionable items to report back. And with that, kind of, I would encourage people that joined today's call and people that are listening to this call, because I know that some people cannot participate live, but they do listen to the recording. Just use the group, right? It's not about having these calls every week or every other week. It's about, like, now that we have the contacts and relationships and community here, start asking for things. Let's just start giving people homework. Let's start putting people to work. And that's what we do best, right? So again, Cheryl, if you have like a very specific ask, don't be shy. Put it on WhatsApp and say, hey guys, this is what I need. And be very specific about it. And I'm sure that people will actually work if they can to complete whatever task you delegate to them. Anyone else that wants to say any parting words? Okay. If you guys are okay, I suggest that we have our next call in 2 weeks as opposed to next week. So we have a little more time between this call and next call to come up with more information, then also to work on a few tasks that we're already working on. Again, Peter's in Miami, Guayana's in Miami. We're in Atlanta. And of course, we have a network that reaches not only Colombia, Venezuela, but other countries that are helping. Mexico, as James mentioned, is also very active in trying to rally support. So just reach out to us. Thank you so much for participating, and I'll see you, Luisa, if you can help me coordinate like you always do in 2 weeks, that would be great. And Ghost Dave, if you don't mind sending those emails to James and our contacts in Venezuela, copying me so I can follow up with him and them as well. That would be great.
Of course, Enrique, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thank
weekend.
you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.